Welcome, I'm Adrian Bear, I'm the Solution Architect at i-PMO, and this is the first video in a series of videos about i-PMO's DataMiner for SharePoint. Now, the DataMiner is i-PMO's solution to reporting from SharePoint and has proven to be extremely useful. Now, I'm going to start with installing the DataMiner, and we'll do that right from the very beginning by downloading it from the i-PMO website. So if we type in www.i-PMO.com.au and hit enter, and we'll get i-PMO's website. Now, because we're running Internet Explorer from a server, we're not going to get any of the flash on the home page. But if we scroll down, we'll see the DataMiner product link on the right hand side. If we click that, we can then navigate directly to the download option. Now, this is going to download the full version of the DataMiner, and it will be active for 30 days without being purchased, until which time either a license must be installed or you can uninstall the DataMiner. So if we just save this zip of the DataMiner straight to the desktop, and we can close that, we can now close the i-PMO website, and we can right click on the zip file and extract it straight to the desktop. Now, we've also developed a deployment utility for SharePoint solutions, and it's a very neat utility and collates all the feature activations and so forth that are required with SharePoint solutions into a nice, neat, single interface that looks just like this. Now, all we need to deploy the DataMiner is the initial site in which we wish to configure it for. Now, this will all make sense a little bit later, but if we start with one SharePoint site, now I've set up a bunch of SharePoint sites using Microsoft Project Server. Now, these don't have to be Project Server sites. This is just an example. They could be any SharePoint site. It could be SharePoint My Sites or Team Sites or any site that you want to configure from SharePoint. So if we copy the address of this site and paste it straight into the deployment tool, and we'll get rid of the default ASPX portion, and we haven't got spaces in the name there, and click deploy and agree with the usage agreement and confirm we have indeed entered all the correct settings. So this is going through and deploying the solution to SharePoint, activating features at all the right levels, and also performing an IIS reset. Now, the IIS reset is required because the DLLs will be deployed into the GAC of the server and need to be picked up by SharePoint Central Admin. Doesn't take very long. Okay, so that's basically the binaries installed. Now, if we close the web browser and open up SharePoint Central Admin, you'll find if we click under Application Management and scroll to the bottom, we have a new group of menu items. Now, these all relate to the DataMiner, and there's only one thing we have to do here, and that's basically set up the databases that the DataMiner wishes to use. So if we click DataMiner Databases, and we've already defaulted the SQL Server to the current SQL Server that SharePoint uses, and you created a default name for the DataMiner Schemas database, but you can insert any name you like or use SQL authentication. We're just going to go with the defaults here. And then the second database we have to set up is the reporting data database. So if we add a new database here, and I'm just going to call this reporting data. Now, this is just a display name. The physical name of a database we insert here. And again, we can use SQL authentication, but I'm going to go with Windows as the default. Okay, and that's basically all we need to do for the initial setup. In the next video, we'll cover creating a reporting schema with the DataMiner, and that will run through how we actually collate list content into single schemas, and we can report on that in the third video. That's all.